Hello again from the Ultimate Racing League and round 3 of our Mazda MX-5 Roadster Cup. Coming to you from Tsukuba circuit in Japan. This is race 2 coming up for you. Let's get to the grid then. So reverse grid. It's Rodders in pole position, Jerry Smiles in second, Ice Chand in third, Prime Machine in fourth, Molson fifth, Thomas in sixth, DJ in seventh, Unforgiven in eighth, and Paul in ninth. Everyone with the exception of Thomas is going to be going with the race in mediums for the first 10 minutes of this second race. You know the format now, got to run at least 10 minutes on the mediums before you can change within this 30-minute race. So that's about it in terms of the rules. So let's get to it. Sponsors as usual by upshiftstores.co.uk and digitalmotorsports.com, so check those guys out. So revs are up then, the lights are definitely on, we should be off. So Rodders to take them away. Clean start by everybody, bit of a wheel spin from Rodders but gets away with it, so remains in first, or does he? Jerry's taking him up the outside. Gets round there I think, and he does, yeah. Clean pass. Rodders is fighting back though, back on the inside. Jerry though remains out in first, so Jerry Smiles, Prime Machine in third. So come round this left-handed. Oh, Jerry a little bit understeer. Rodders going to take the inside back off him, and he does get there, so Rodders back up into the lead then. Prime's going to take advantage too. Jerry drops back down to third then. Got a little bit of understeer there into that turn and loses a couple of spots. Thomas closely followed him by in fourth. Thomas then up the inside of Jerry too. Is he going to get him? I think he might. Up here at the final bend, the final right-hander. We had a cracking race 1. I'm sure this race 2 is going to be just as exciting. So, oh, does get him, does he? He does. Clean move through there from Thomas. Jerry giving him a little bit of space too. So now Thomas hunting down Prime Machine. He might get him up here at turn 1, and Jerry's following him through, is he? No. So Thomas having a look. He does get there. Remember, Thomas is on the super soft, so he's got to have quite a bit more grip than the other guys who are on the mediums. So gets himself up in a second then. So now he's chasing down the Cornetto King. Rodders. Doesn't look like it's going to be too long before he gets him. He's right up his backside now. He's going to get him, I believe. Oh, and Rodders. Oh, spins off, does he? Oh, and the little jump as well. Goes straight across. That's a big accident. Fortunately, he didn't hit anybody. So, unfortunate there. I think he just got his wheels on the grass, and that was the end of that. So, Rodders down to 9th after a promising start. So, Thomas then takes up the lead. Jerry in second. Prime in third. Chand in this top fight for this top 3 as well, so Chand's in it in 4th with Paul, making his way up to 5th now. The back of the pack, Unforgiven closely following him in 6th, Molson 7th, DJ in 8th. So all clean through there. It's Unforgiven. Window wipers on again, as we all know by now. And then obviously Rodders at the back in 9th. After his big off. What Thomas said. There's the gap, pulling away with those super softs that he had on. That might be the last that anybody sees of him. Who knows? Long way to go, of course. Only a couple of minutes into this race, 30 minutes we've got here with a pit window chucked in there as well. So there will be a bit of fuel saving probably going on too. And Jerry then going to do his utmost to try and keep with him, but it's going to be tough when he's on the medium tyres. Prime, Paul's made his way up to 4th now, so Paul's in, slowly making his way up into that top 5. So where's Chand gone? He's dropped right the way back down to 8th as Chand. He was up into 4th, wasn't he? So he's had a major off somewhere. So he's dropped all the way back down to 8th as Chand, Unforgiven. Like in race 1, trying to chase down Paul in 4th. Goes a bit wide there. Unforgiven is going to give Molson a little bit of an incentive to get past him. So Molson right up his back side now with DJ closely following Molson as well. So 3 cars battling out here for 5th, 6th, 7th. Molson having a look up the inside. Does he get there? He doesn't. No, not quite. DJ though, he was having a look on the outside. Neither of them worked. So come round to complete lap 4. Nice Chan just dropping off the back of these. There he is. Oh, and DJ and a major off as well. Don't quite know what happened there again. I think he got himself out a bit too far. So he's dropped him down to 8th. So he's having a good battle there he was with Molson. But now, second to last, with Roadster still at the back in 9th. Oh, Paul's running wide in the background now. Just see him going off. So Unforgiven now. Right up the back of him. He's going to take this 4th place off him for sure. So just a bit too much welly, I think, was given by Paul. Got himself on the grass. He's going to defend as best he can on his right-hander. Well, he does, but then he goes out a little bit wide. There's a gap there for Unforgiven to look up. No, not quite far enough up there. But he won't give up, Unforgiven. Molson closely following him as well. So Paul still in 4th. But Unforgiven, relentless, trying to get right up behind him. See if we can take him here at turn 1. Can he get there? Paul again covers a little bit on the inside. Again, a little bit on the dirt goes Paul, and I think the mediums are necessarily the best here, but certainly not for Paul anyway, because he's finding the dirt quite a bit in this last lap or two. Been a little bit scruffy. But after victory in race 1, he's obviously trying to get himself up into the top 3 if he can at least. All depends on the strategy these guys go with. In the distance goes Thomas round the final bend in his super softs. Chan's in the pit, so Chan must have had a problem. Chan, after that, off on Unforgiven, another look up the inside. Is there a little gap there? There was a little gap there, but he, again, Paul just defends it. Couldn't quite get his nose up there, Unforgiven. He's really piling the pressure on. Molson just trying to stick on the back of these two. I'm sticking with this for the time being. Everything else is pretty steady. So Thomas first, Jerry second, Prime in third. Then this battle. Paul doing all he can to try and defend every corner to stop Unforgiven from getting his nose up there. He's not going to make it all, and again he goes and big time off, and is he going to keep it there? Well, he does, but he's going to lose him a spot for sure. Or does it? Well, Unforgiven's having a look on the outside. He actually done well to keep that on track. Good Paul. Could quite easily have gone big time wrong there, but I think he might have the run on him now, Unforgiven, but he's on the outside of this final bend. Well, he does get into 4th though. He does come around the outside, or does he? Again, goes running a bit wide. Paul still sticks it there. Oh, what a great battle. Goes running wide again, does Unforgiven, but still neck and neck. He's here, he is there. He's got to be there now, Unforgiven, surely. Yeah, good move. Good respectful driving. Molson off the back of these, hoping for any slip-ups, so he can just dive his way through. So Unforgiven then, up into 4th. That was a great little battle there. Unforgiven coming out on top on that particular one though, so now he's chasing down Prime, who's in 3rd. Jerry still comfortable in 2nd. I don't think he's catching Thomas though. There it is. So there's Prime in 3rd then. Unforgiven just getting away from Paul now, and now Molson is on the back of Paul. So not sure whether Paul has just lost a bit of momentum here, because he's sort of dropping back a little bit. So Molson though, going to be piling on the pressure, see if he can get himself up into the top 5. Could be a bit of fuel saving going on, but Paul now fighting back at Unforgiven. So Unforgiven and Paul, here we go again. This 3-car battle rages on. And Unforgiven, now he's doing the defending. He's the one who's got to try and defend every corner. So he must have made a little error. Just got himself on the dirt or grass somewhere, and Paul, I thought, was running wide again there, but he doesn't. Unforgiven though, remains in 4th. Paul's diving down the inside, and no, not there, the gap. So this is definitely the battle on track at the moment. Molson again, just at the back of these, just waiting to pick up any pieces that might happen. Paul having to look up the inside now. All gets his nose up there. All a little tap. Well, there was a small gap there, but probably wasn't far enough up there to make it stick. And Molson's having a look now around the outside. There's Molson, and Paul gets there. What a great move! And Molson, Unforgiven, fights back. Slide. A little bit of a slide between them two. Who's there? Neck and neck. What a race this is. Unforgiven comes out on top again. Remains in fourth. Runs wide. Little gap for Paul to take advantage of. Can he get there? Not sure. No. Well, this battle. Molson must be laughing his head off here, waiting for it all. And of course, DJ, because these guys are slowing themselves up, he's now trying to catch them guys up, and he is, and he's on the back of this little battle too. So Paul, he's got through. So Paul takes fourth again from Unforgiven. So what a battle this is. So we're approaching the 10-minute mark. So remember, the guys can come in after 10 minutes to change the tyres if they wish, at any point. Turn one then. So these guys are going to go around at least around for another lap, and DJ's gone in for his pit stop. So he's the first one to blink. Chand, I think, is pulled out, so he must have had a major issue after he's off, and whatever issue it was, it's done some damage to the car. He can't continue, he's out of the race, so we're a man down now. So promotes Rodders up to 8th now. Oh no, sorry. And Rodders is out as well, is he? So I'm not sure. We've got Rodders out, so we have lost a couple of cars. Prime Machine's in, so we're down to 7 cars. So Thomas now continues out in the lead, pulling out a lovely gap. So Prime Machine then comes in for his change. Everyone else is still staying out, so Thomas. There's Jerry in second. Slides it round the left-hander. Paul in third now, because of Prime going into the pits. So everyone's goes up a spot, so Paul in third. So he's in that top 3 now. Unforgiven fourth, Molson fifth. Yeah, we are down to 7 cars, so we've actually had 2 retirements in this race. Rodders and Chand, so both after their big offs. Must have had mechanical issues with the car, and that was enough, couldn't continue, so it's unfortunate for them. DJ, just going past Prime, who's just come out of the pits, so Prime in 7th now, but he has had his stop, so Paul's in as well now, so Paul's in the pits, so he goes in, it's time for him, so that takes Unforgiven up to 3rd. Molson now up to 4th. Jerry still 2nd, Thomas still 1st. So Paul is going to be dropping down to the back of the pack as Molson, DJ and Prime, going past him now in the pits. There's a little battle here though for 6th and 7th, and Paul just coming out now. Just see him on the right hand side, there he is. So he's going to pick up this little battle here. Of course he's on the super softs now, so he's going to have a little bit more pace than these guys, because Prime's got a tyre that's a lap or 2 older. And of course DJ, who's coming too, he's going to be a lap or 2 older as well. He's got slightly newer tyres as Paul, but doesn't necessarily mean anything, but he should have a little bit more pace, so let's just stick with his Prime Machine DJ battle for the time being. Everything else is pretty stable, although I haven't said that. I think we might have a little battle ahead between Molson and Unforgiven. Let's just have a quick look at this. So Molson, yeah, it's being handled by Unforgiven. By Molson. As they head into this twisty part, to the hairpin, and again, Unforgiven might be in with his tyres this time round. Doesn't seem to be having a lot of grip out there now. It might be time for him to change. 13 minutes into this race, or be 14 by the time they get round really. So we'll be halfway through this race pretty much already. Again, cracking little race. Such entertainment with these guys in these cars. So Unforgiven, let's just have a look, see if he pulls in. And does Molson follow him too, or does he stay out for another lap? So here we go. No, so they were both sticking out again for another lap then, so not quite as bad as what I thought, but Molson really putting the pressure on He's going to have a look up the inside, is he? No, not far enough up. Oh, there is a little gap though. Oh, he did think about it. But thought better of it. It's going to stick behind him. A lot of squealing tyres now. They're struggling to get him around these hairpins with the understeer. And, doing well though in a moment still. Jerry in second, there he is, just going out of shot. So, oh, Molson down the inside now. What's he? I thought he was there. He just seemed to give it up. He was almost halfway up to the side of Unforgiven, but still didn't quite go for it and put the brakes on. But it looks like Unforgiven's coming in. He is, and Molson follows them, so they're both in now for their stop. So it's just Thomas and Jerry now, and let's have a quick look. Who's hasn't changed though. Remember, Thomas is on the super soft, so he's got to change onto those slightly less grippy mediums at some point. So perhaps he's just trying to get himself such a lead that he can come out still out in front, which is probably his little plan. Jerry as well has got to come in, but comfortable there in second, and DJ up to third now with Prime Machine fourth, Paul fifth. So Molson sixth, so he's actually come out in front of Unforgiven as Molson. So Molson has gained a little spot there from coming into the pits because he was behind Unforgiven. So DJ then pulling away from these two now, Prime and Paul, putting the pressure on Prime. He's going to go down the inside here surely. No, it wasn't there, he covered, did Prime. Now he's going to take the sweeping line, is he, Paul? No. He gets a good run out there though. Now he's right on him, surely he's going to get him up here. In the final bend, he's going to be up the side of him. Now he's going to be late on the brakes. Whoa, and it was close and pretty equal really. And look at this, neck and neck as they come round over the finish line to complete lap 16. Paul's there though, he's going to get him. Yeah, he's just stuck to the right hand side, did Paul away. Neck and neck it was up that start finish, and he was on the inside line. Prime really couldn't do much about it. Had to slot in behind him in fifth. So good respectful driving again from those guys. Good little battle. DJ then just pulling away from them two though. Going to try and close that gap on Jerry, knowing that Jerry's got to still come in. But and Jerry is in, so that is the gap. He's quite a long way back though, is DJ, so not sure he's going to be getting Jerry in time before he comes out. So Thomas obviously still remains out front. So Jerry then, who is just being serviced now, is Jerry. Now he's going to be coming out now. In his second, bit of fuel on, but no, DJ does get him. And in fact, Jerry is dropping back down to fifth. So DJ then takes up second, Paul in third. So and there's Jerry now just coming out. No, Jerry did come out in front of him, so it's a little bit deceiving there on that. Looked like they passed him, but actually Jerry has come out. There he is. There's the gap. There's DJ just in behind. So there's the three cars. You're going to be chasing down Jerry, who's on cold rubber at the moment. Try and get some heat into those tyres now, and DJ is going to do what he can to try and catch Jerry. Won't take long for these tyres to warm up, but should be warm by a lap. So actually quite comfortable still is Jerry in second. Thomas though with a huge gap out in front is Thomas. Absolutely no pressure at all. In fact, he's halfway around this lap already, and heading up the back straight. So that's your gap to second place Jerry. So there it is. He's now coming through the twisty part. So you can see on the map top right that that's the gap that Thomas has got. DJ and Thomas is in now, so Thomas is taking his stop, but I think with the gap he's got there, he's going to be easily out in front of these guys. Paul now putting the pressure on DJ. He's looking for that second spot. Is Paul. He's going to be down the inside. He is comfortable. Yeah, DJ gave him a lot of room. He's got there, so on he goes. Runs wide. Does DJ, gets himself on the grass, controls it well. Could get back in the clutches of Prime though, but Paul then gets into third. So Thomas. Well, he was in third anyway, wasn't he? So Thomas has come out back out in front of Jerry. So Well played by Thomas. That was good strategy. Worked well. Come out in front again. Pulled in 3rd place. Doing his best to hunt down Jerry, who's just ahead of him there. So it looks like Thomas has played a blinder, because he can go to the end now with what, probably 10 minutes of this race left, that's all. And yes, he's on the mediums, but to be fair, the mediums are not that bad a tyre really around this track, and can't see him going off too much in 10 minutes, if I'm honest. But you know, keep watching, who knows. Jerry then, 2nd, Paul 3rd, then there's a little battle here, 4th for DJ and Prime, who's going to be having a look for 4th. Right, hugging that inside curb is Prime. And then Unforgiven in 6th, with Molson in 7th. So Unforgiven did get back past Molson, because I think Molson did get him as they come out of the pits. And gained a spot, but something's Unforgiven's obviously got back past him to get back into 6th place. So only 7 cars out here, as I say, but still great entertainment. Hopefully over the next few rounds we'll have a few more drivers competing. So back up top then, looking at Thomas, and yeah, he's got a lovely lead. Just coming around turn 1 now is 2nd place, and the rest are coming round the final bend. So that's your gaps, pretty much the length of the start and finish, pretty much. Jerry, is he being caught by Paul? Well, Paul's getting away from Prime and DJ a little bit. Or is he actually catching Jerry though? Well, it looks like he might be a little bit, but I don't know if there's going to be that much time to actually get him. Maybe there is. Well, I suppose there is. There's still 9 minutes left of this race, who knows? But DJ's still in 4th, Prime in 5th. Oh yeah, definitely catching him. So in fact, all these 3 guys are catching him, because DJ's trying to keep up with Paul, and he's off again, is DJ, in exactly the same spot again, and loses it big time there. It's going to drop him way back down. Unforgiven and Molson's going to get him, and there's Unforgiven and Molson going past, so DJ drops that down to 7th, and that's 2 off he's had at exactly the same spot. Just run onto that grass, back end went, across the track, and I think that might be it for DJ in this race. So Thomas then, back up top. Comfortable as you like for Thomas. Looks like he might have victory here in race 2. Absolutely no pressure. Just got himself through. And then Super Soft's got out in front, and that's where he's been since. So as comfortable as you like. Jerry in 2nd. The gap is going down a little bit between 1st and 2nd, but you know, not hugely, not quickly, but it is going down. That's the mediums for you, I suppose, and Jerry's on the Super Softs, so we're going to have a little bit more grip. Paul in 3rd. Yeah, got away now and from Prime. So he's just trying to get himself a 2nd place now. That's all he's focused on. Try and see if he can get Jerry. Prime then in 4th. Good race from Prime actually. This race 2. 4th place, Unforgiven in 5th. He's got away from Molson now, so everyone's quite steady. It's quite stable gaps now in between everybody. Molson 6th, and in fact we've lost DJ as well, so now we've actually down to 6 cars. We've lost 3 cars in this race. So DJ must have had some mechanical failures and damage from that 2nd big off that he had. So it's unfortunate we're down to 6 cars then, so depleting field as we come to the end of this race. Hopefully no more retirements. Sometimes happens, it's just one of those things. You have to just get on with it, and these 6 guys will do all they can to keep the battles going. Jerry there, there's the gap there, Thomas right up in the foreground. Background even, I should say. Jerry then, is Paul catching him? Well, maybe. Certainly looking hungry is Paul after his victory in race 1. He's going to see what he can do. I don't think he's going to get victory in race 2 here, but certainly he might get himself a 2nd place if he can get past Jerry with 5 minutes left of this race, so there's plenty of time still. There's a Prime in 4th still, Molson, sorry, Unforgiven 5th, Molson 6th. Let's just go back to this battle, I think, because to see if Paul is able to get Jerry. Everything else, there's not really much else going on at the moment. We know that Thomas is out top, out front there. So Jerry then, I think he is clawing his way back into the back of Thomas, but there's not going to be enough time. Probably knocking off a few sort of tenths each lap, but off for Thomas. But as I say, not going to be enough to get Jerry to win, I don't think, unless Thomas makes an error, or has a mechanical or some kind. But Paul then, yeah, this is definitely catching Jerry for sure. And as much as I don't like focusing on the same people for too often, for too long, this is the only battle really that's going on these out of these 6 cars. So I'm going to stick with this because this is where it's at the moment. I like to give everyone a little bit of coverage on the videos. But obviously you've got to go where the battles are. It just happens to be here between these 2. So Jerry then, yeah, he's got Paul all over his mirrors now. Paul a little bit hot in now, went a bit wide, but keeps it there. Now, it's as close as he's been all race. He's on him. We're coming up to what, 3 minutes left of this race. Paul's really looking now. Jerry's defending his life here to try and stop him from getting past. He's going to defend every single corner. He's going to come over to the right. There he goes. Paul's following him though, but there's absolutely no gap through there. Right up the back, almost pushing Jerry along now. And they are catching Thomas. So it's going to be quite close in the end, actually. Closer than what I thought with Thomas, but it's not going to give up that lead. Paul having a look, no. And over the start finish for lap 29. Has a look, Paul. Again, not far enough up. Jerry, great defending. He's still there. Gall runs a bit wide. This could be the chance for Paul. He's up the outside of him, sorry, and he's going to be on the outside unless he gets past him before then. He does get there. So Paul's not seeing him. Did he run wide? Jerry's having another look. The gap's there, neck and neck. What a battle. Paul's there though, and again, little tap from Jerry, but Paul just got there. Look at this race. For 2nd and 3rd place. This is for the final 2 spots on the podium. Paul defends that inside the line. Jerry though, it's right up him. This is going to go on to the end. Jerry looks, pulls out, it's going to go up the inside. He's got him. Has Jerry got him? He has got him. Look at this, what a battle, neck and neck, absolutely neck and neck. Paul's still there just in 2nd by a headlight. Jerry though, he's got him, must have him, yeah, he's got him. So now Paul's going to do the switch back. Oh, little slide, got himself on the curb, just Paul, so that's going to just pull him back behind. And Jerry then, what a fight this is. Oh, bit of understeer from Jerry, the gap's opened up, Paul's got through. This is a great battle. And this right at the end of the race. 30 minutes of racing and we're still left with this little battle here. This is wonderful. Oh, Jerry just makes a bit of an error there, just late, a bit late in braking, and it might be the opportunity that Paul wanted, because Paul just pulling away now. So he's got himself in the second. Can he stick there? Jerry's not going to give up though, and why should he? But he's just allowed Paul that small gap to just pull away. But it's not over yet. Still got a lot of racing to do here, and Paul runs wide, and that's not too bad. Thought it was going to be worse than that actually, but still there, Paul. Jerry still right up him, and we are coming up to the final lap, so I think it might just be time running out. So unless Paul makes a mistake somewhere now, I think he might have grabbed second off of Jerry. But what a great race from Jerry though still, nevertheless. He does stay there, he's been second place pretty much all the way round to get himself onto the top three. It is the final lap, so let's pick up Thomas. He's going to come round for victory here, race 2. Good race, good strategy, good win. Well done, Thomas. So Thomas first. Oh, and yeah, Paul does get it. Jerry third. Prime's going to come round in 4th. Good race from Prime. Then Unforgiven in 5th, with Molson in 6th. And there's your race 2 from round 3 from Tsukuba. So catch me again for round 4 soon, and hope you can watch it. Thank you. Bye bye.